This letter is from June Bostic, Katrina's aunt, and Rita's sister. The other day, as I sauteed some beef for a pot of chili that is a family favorite, I was reminded of the time that Jim came for dinner and ate 3 bowls full. He just couldn't help himself, he said, but this was said with a twinkle in his eye and a huge grin, the kind of impishness that Big Jim oozed. That memory is connected to who I am as a home cook, and that is where I last picture this wonderful man. I remember meeting Jim when my older sister, Narita, brought him home from Westmont. She was always bringing home people, and they weren't her boyfriends either. Her forever love, Ken, was cool with that. So cool that Jim became Ken's friend for life, too. He was even in their wedding. Brown-haired, hazel-eyed Jim sat up on our chest freezer and sort of flirted with me, and I was in awe. No one had ever flirted with me, and I fell for him, just a little. It's sort of weird reading that. My sister took us home to his home in Chula Vista on a trip to Mexico. But after a while, I just enjoyed knowing this guy who had loved people of all types. He wanted to know all about you when he talked to you. He gave you his full attention at the same time he seemed to tease you. That was like having an older brother who loved and kidded you. Jim adopted my parents and took on the role of Uncle Jim to Katrina and my 4 kids. He wanted to know about their lives too, and brought wisdom from travels and life experiences, and from his love for our Lord Jesus. He never judged, but brought a serious type of fun to every conversation. He got up at Katrina's wedding and gave a great speech, sweetly honoring and kidding our crabby elderly aunt. She was charmed, blushing, and yet confused. Who was this great big non-Armenian guy? We all danced up a storm while the rain pattered outside. Another really fun memory. Was there pain in Jim's heart? His condition was a headache, and he had some concerns that might have troubled him. But he was a steadfast man of God who loved, served with his wisdom and knowledge, such as with Friends of Cardolan Ministry and Kifas Wheelchair Company, and that faith that had those concerns would have come out right. The grief we share at this time for the should-haves and could-haves of life that we consider too short. Our grief is real, and yet knowing that Jim is with us, our Jesus, and that heaven is a glorious place of rest, we have a deep peace and hope.